Hello everyone and welcome to Wednesday. It's actually still technically Tuesday. I'm still wearing the clothes I was wearing in yesterday's vlog, but I'm starting Wednesday's vlog now. This is going to be the E3 2014 impressions video because I did this last year. I watched all of the major conferences, gave my real-time impressions on what I was seeing, and people really liked it, so I'm going to be doing it again this year. Now E3 actually started yesterday. Today is Tuesday. It started Monday, and there was live conferences yesterday, but because I was busy, I wasn't able to watch them, so I'm watching them now. I've actually had to stay more or less off the internet because of that. There's so many spoilers going around. I didn't want to be spoiled. I wanted it to be my real impressions, so I have been off of Twitter and off of Facebook and staying far away from sites like Kotaku. So now I'm going to sit down and watch 3 of the 5 major conferences. There's Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, EA, and Ubisoft. Not going to be watching EA and Ubisoft. Didn't watch them last year. Didn't feel like I missed a ton of stuff. There's some cool games that come out of there, but I'll read up about it later. I'm only interested in watching the 3 main conferences. Without further ado, let's get started on Microsoft's. So a part of this E3 stream is not the actual E3. E3 starts 30 minutes in, and then there's 90 minutes of that. But this first 30 minutes is just Major Nelson standing on front of a green carpet talking to people, and it's mostly boring. But apparently there's going to be an app coming out where you can track achievement progress, which is neat. I mean, it's not like a negative thing. It's just, man, people really love achievements. We're still on the green carpet, but they were like, Killer Instinct fans, take a look at this. And I have not played the Killer Instinct for Xbox One, but as soon as I saw the ankle, I was like, combo! I really like Killer Instinct for the SNES. I don't know if it's any good on Xbox One, but I was a fan of Killer Instinct, so to see full gore and combo fighting each other, it's pretty cool. Apparently during this conference, we're going to see games, and, what's that other thing? Games. Well, that's good, because last E3, the conference was TV. Sweet Lord Jesus, we're finally past the green carpet thing. The actual event is starting. Good. I'm not sure, but I feel almost positive that Phil Spencer is currently wearing lip gloss. Probably not, but it looks like it. Today's briefing is entirely dedicated to games, so I guess they weren't joking about earlier. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Don't I own that? Oh, that's Modern Warfare. Sorry, they sound similar. I'll be honest, this Call of Duty game actually looks pretty good. It's just a shame that they're missing their target audience by not including just a few clips of 10-year-olds screaming racial slurs. The new Call of Duty game is all about gravity boots and ripping car doors off of cars. No, Nameless Soldier! Why did he keep calling me Mitchell? My name's Steven. Also, I don't know if maybe it's just the glowing blue on a lot of the soldiers, or maybe it's the fact that the subtitle of this game is Advanced Warfare, but it reminds me of Ghost Recon Advanced Warfare, which was an early 360 title. And I liked that game. They didn't really explain a whole lot of this Evolve thing, but it's apparently a 4v1 game, and they got my attention because at the beginning they said from the creators of Left 4 Dead. My first thought upon completing that trailer was, I hope it'll be for PC, which is kind of bad. Oh, Justin Timberlake is on screen. New Assassin's Creed game looks really sweet with the the whole co-op thing. That's really neat. It was just a lot, the end of the trailer was a lot gorier than I was expecting them to show. Sunset Overdrive was a game I was really interested in last E3. This trailer is fantastic. Holy crap. I am very excited about this game, and to be fair, I still don't even know that much about it, but it is very stylized. Now, this is the first time I'm actually seeing gameplay footage of Sunset Overdrive, and it's really weird. It's weird in a good way. I mean, you got some sort of, like, Tony Hawk feel, because, well, I guess I could say, like, Sonic Adventure 2 for the soap shoes thing, but it's more of a Tony Hawk feel. You got, like, a Tony Hawk feel, everything is very punk. Everything is incredibly stylized. I'm interested in it. I am legitimately interested in it. It's looking really good. Dead Rising 3 now has DLC, which has the best title for anything in the world. And I'm not even going to remember the entire name. It was like Super Ultra Dead Rising 3 Alpha Plus whatever. I don't know. It was a play on all of like the Street Fighter names. It was really fantastic. Fable Legends looks like Fable with 4 players. Also, you'll be able to kill the creature from Pan's Labyrinth. Okay, so actually, in Fable Legends, someone can play the Dungeon Master, which I think is really sweet. It actually reminds me of many years ago playing Neverwinter Nights and being able to do campaigns with people and someone being a Dungeon Master and being able to, you know, spawn stuff right then and there for the heroes. That's cool. That's really neat. Even though that whole Dungeon Master thing looks really cool, the game itself doesn't look that interesting. Like, I don't know, I just have no interest in playing Fable Legends as it stands right now. I know that's the first look and everything, but it looks kind of bland. I think the concept for Spark is really cool. It reminds me a lot of Little Big Planet in a way because of people being able to create their own stuff. I think people are really going to latch onto it. I think people are going to latch onto it hardcore and really put a lot of time into it. I would just like to see how powerful it is. Conquer. With the balls. Conquer's on my screen. What? Whoa. Okay. Yeah. Project Spark. Conquer. Conquer. Yes. Conquer only in Project Spark. Oh, they're saying that there's not a new Conquer game. They're saying Conquer is a character that you can put in Project Spark. Oh. Okay. I have no idea what I'm watching right now, but because of the animation and the music, I'm moved almost emotionally by whatever this is. This is incredible. Oh, and now there's something sad. Wow, I was moved emotionally before I got to this. This is, I don't know what this is. They have not revealed a title. It just says it's only on Xbox One. This is, I like this. Whatever this, please tell me what the name of the game is. Ori and the Blind Forest, apparently. That was good. I would play that. That looked, the music, man, it was beautiful. It's good stuff. So they just had a teaser of Halo 5, which is a game that everyone knew existed because it's Halo. Then they also showed off the Halo Master Chief Collection, which is a collection of Halos 1 through 4, remastered on one disc. Well, one game. This is something we knew was coming because they've been talking about that as far as being a rumor for a long time now. But I'm really excited about that because I've been waiting to do a Halo 2 LP because I wanted an HD version of it. So this is going to be the first time we can do that. So there's a chance you might see a Halo 2 LP coming in the nearer future. Well, sometime after November. Holy balls. They just mentioned something I hadn't actually thought about, but they're giving you every single original map, which means over 100 maps. That's really cool. That's just really awesome. And then they'll probably release some Mac packs because they need that money. I don't know what this game is, but it looks really great. It reminds me a lot of Limbo. And it would have reminded me of Limbo anyway, but Phil Spencer was wearing a Limbo shirt right before it, so I'm kind of wondering if this is by the same studio that made Limbo, because this looks a whole lot like Limbo. Apparently the game's called Inside, but yes, it is, from what I can tell, the same people that did Limbo. And that looks good. Looks really freaking good. They just showed off a huge montage of independent games on the Xbox One, and they look really fantastic. I mean, there's a few that don't, but most of them look really cool. There was one that looked like an old classic cartoon. I think it was called Cuphead, but there was a lot on there that looked really incredible. It's kind of weird whenever all of the indie games, like there's a ton of indie games that you're interested in, and all of like the AAA games, you're like, they're okay. They just showed off more of Tom Clancy's The Division, which I admit looks really cool. Someone who's extremely excited about that game, Dan. Dan's been keeping up with the game for a long time and is really excited about it. And I admit, it looks pretty cool. I would recognize that voice anywhere. That is the voice of the announcer of Crackdown, the game where you kill minorities. I'm not making that up, by the way. I never played Crackdown 2, but in the first Crackdown game, as soon as you land in the city, the announcer's like, Agent, you need to take care of these gangs. And like each gang is just a minority. It's like, please take out the so-and-so, but in reality it's like, take out the Hispanics. And that was the Xbox conference. It wasn't bad, it just, there was never anything that really was like, whoa, man, oh my god, that, yeah. I mean, I'm interested in the Master Chief Collection. Obviously, although I think that most people that would get an Xbox One have at least a passing interest in the Halo series, so they would probably be picking up the Master Chief Collection as well. It would be a really good collection of games, especially if you're getting 100 maps, so that's a must-buy, I feel. And I'm really interested in Sunset Overdrive. But then after that, it's like there was a few, indie things. Inside looked good. The other one, the Ori and the Blind Rabbit or whatever, that looked good. And then there was a few indie things. But then other than that, I was like, not terribly interested. Some stuff looked good. I don't feel like it was bad, but I don't think it was, truly spectacular. I'm going to get some sleep, but tomorrow I'm going to be watching both the Sony and the Nintendo conferences, and we will continue the vlog from there. Now it's actually Thursday. Obligatory food shot, because this is Steven vlog. Mal made some really sweet kebabs. We're doing the vegetable ones first, and then after that we'll have some meat ones. But right now, the Sony conference. For some odd reason, 343 Guilty Spark just showed up, which is a little weird. I thought I was watching the Sony conference. Oh wait, this is just a different game. Okay, now I'm looking at what looks to be Master Chief. Wait, is this Destiny? I'm pretty sure this is Destiny. And if this is Destiny, I'm pretty sure Destiny was a game made by 343 people, like Bungie, which was originally made Guilty Spark, right? I think so. That was pretty weird, man. Like, I don't know a whole lot about Destiny, but the guys, like the characters look like Master Chief, and the thing that started was the Guilty Spark, but now it's actually starting. Play Destiny first on the PlayStation, but also there's a lot of Xbox games that are first on Xbox, so it's a toss-up. You can get a white PS4! That's it, it's over. Xbox loses. Not available in white. Resident Evil 1800 edition is looking pretty good. Oh, we've run into our first tech issue, which is actually impressive because I don't believe the Xbox conference had any tech issues, but they were showing off Entwined, and the guy had been talking for a long time before they ever brought his mic up. But it looks pretty. At least the teaser did. Now that they're actually showing the gameplay, I'm like, apparently you play as origami versions of Moltres and Articuno, and you and a friend get to go through what looks like amplitude and frequency. Had a baby with flour. I'm gonna be honest, this Entwined thing really had me entwined on the teaser, but the gameplay just looked really terrible and boring. It's not a good start, but I'm sure it'll get better. They showed Infamous, which I was like, and then after the lights went down and came back up, Little Big Planet 3, something that I guess we should have expected, but haven't really heard anything about until now. I'm excited. Let's take a look. I'm a little concerned because they're showing off the game, but the person playing the game doesn't seem to know how to play the game. Like, she's trying to do a wall jump, and it would be very obvious that you have to just continually tap X, and it's not happening. And it'll get better! And now we're running into more tech issues where we can't hear what the guy is saying. His mic was, like, bottomed out. You could hear him on the stage, but not on the mic. It's bad because Little Big Planet 3 actually looks pretty interesting, but this is really bad. Like, this is not a really great way to present the game. Wow, at this point I'm almost stupefied how bad these people are at playing the game. This isn't the team that made the game, right? Like, this isn't Media Molecule, like, playing their own game. I mean, it seems likely, but, like, how are you this bad at this? After they were done demoing Little Big Planet 3, they decided to show a video, and maybe they should have just showed the video, because the video made the game look great. I mean, the game looked great when they were playing it, it's just they did a bad job, but looks fantastic, and apparently it's going to be out in November. Man, it sucks. I want to play Little Big Planet 3 in November, and I want to play Halo 2 in November, and they're not on the same system. That's problematic. They just announced that if you have Little Big Planet 3, that you can immediately, from the get-go, play any of the user-created levels from the first two games. And there's apparently 8.7 million of them. That was a good call. Now they're showing a trailer for Bloodborne, which is Resident Evil in the 1800s version 2. Far Cry 4 not only looks absolutely incredible, it's apparently two-player co-op. I'm interested. I feel very confused, but the guy on stage just said that as long as you own Far Cry 4. Your friend can play with you and they don't have to buy the game. They can just jump in and it don't cost any additional money. And I'm like, where's the asterisk? Wait, there's a catch. What the heck? The trailer for the first Dead Island was very, very memorable. Still talked about today as, you know, a very quality trailer. And the sequel's trailer, Dead Island 2, was also memorable. Not quite as memorable, but quite funny. I enjoyed it. Now Battlefield is going to have cops, which is actually a huge departure from the series, and it's neat that they're going in that direction. But I'm more impressed with the fact that now we're moving on to the second stage of the kebabs, the meat. Looks pretty awesome. Grim Fandango is being remastered. That's relevant because I know a lot about the game. I've actually never played it myself, but it's like a cult classic, you know, kind of like Earthbound, where, well, not anymore because everyone has played Earthbound, but a lot of people really liked Grim Fandango, and I've heard really great things about it. So the fact that it's being remastered and re-released, that's really cool. Absolutely looks pretty. I never got a chance to actually play Journey aside from the demo that we did that one time, although it's high on my list. That was a very pretty game. I have no idea what was going on in No Man's Sky, but I really liked it. No idea what was going on, but it was really cool. Ooh, shots fired. The guy on stage was like, "Thing we have offered since the beginning as a choice was the PlayStation camera." So they're talking about the PlayStation camera and the Kinect. Also, in addition to the 2 skewers we've already had, now we have dessert skewers. You are on a friggin' roll.
It was a theme.
For the last few minutes, they've been talking about PlayStation Now and the remote play features between the Vita and the PS4. All of that stuff is super cool, by the way. I don't have a Vita, and from what I understand, most people don't. But the functionality between the two is really, really cool. And the PlayStation Now system, system that they have in place where you can play games streaming over the internet is also really cool. And the PlayStation TV, which launched in Japan a while back, is now apparently coming to North America, which is neat. Basically, it allows you to play like PlayStation 3 games through the PlayStation Now service and also the older games. But the thing that I'm interested in is that you can actually play most Vita games on it. You can actually put the Vita cards like right into the system and play them on your TV, or capture them if that's what you're into doing. I was interested at one point in possibly doing the Uncharted game for Vita, although I think that's one of the games that doesn't work, which is very unfortunate. Powers may actually be a very good comic book, but that guy was incredibly boring, talking about moving the comic book to the TV, and it went on for like 5 minutes. Which was a little long. Ratchet & Clank the movie! It's interesting because I actually just read the Ratchet & Clank Wikipedia article the other day because I played the game for First 20 for the first time ever, and I saw that it existed. I was like, oh, a movie! But I didn't think I'd see a clip today. The Last of Us Remastered, which is something that had been talked about online for a while. It's going to be out next month. That's neat. If they were showing the remastered version, it didn't actually look all that much better or noticeable than the PS3 version, but I assume it's better. Surprising absolutely no one, Grand Theft Auto 5 is coming to PS4 and presumably Xbox One and probably also the PC. Yep. I'm not usually into the Batman games, but Arkham Knight looks pretty friggin' fun. I would be interested in trying that. Everyone's cheering. They said there was one last game. I knew they were going to show Uncharted 4. And of course, Naughty Dog comes up on screen. Oh, man. Uncharted 4. A Thief's End. Fantastic. Fantastic, fantastic. What a solid way to end the show, too. Also, Nathan Drake is in the thing. That's awesome. And that's it for the Sony conference. That went pretty well. I mean, admittedly, there was some hiccups at the beginning, and then a little bit throughout. But all in all, I think I preferred that to the Xbox conference. I mean, I'm speaking, you know, like me personally. For everything that they showed and talked about, I think it was more invested in the games, you know, the lineup of things coming for the PS4 than the Xbox One. That doesn't mean I didn't like the Xbox's conference, but I think Sony was a little bit better. Still one more left to watch. Still have to watch Nintendo's, and it's actually really late, so I'm gonna watch it tomorrow. Same vlog, but I'm gonna watch it tomorrow. Good morning. I've got my coffee, I've got my strawberries, and I've got the Nintendo Digital Conference set up. Clocking in at 46 minutes. It's actually only half as long as Sony's and the Microsoft conference, but I've been hearing from you guys that it's quite good. So let's watch it. Apparently this press conference is just Robot Chicken. What the heck? Mother 3 reference and then shots fired literally. That was awesome. I must have clicked on the wrong video. I thought we were going to watch the Nintendo conference, but apparently we're just watching a very realistic episode of Dragon Ball Z because Iwata and Reggie are fighting and beating the snot out of each other. Mii's are in Super Smash Bros., which I guess is not all that surprising because it seems like a very likely addition, but it's still cool to actually see them in the game. Suddenly Skylanders. I don't know what this means, and I'm not sure I like it. But I guess we'll see what it means. If you have to buy something to use a guy, that would be the worst. But maybe it's okay. Also, Nintendo figurines. 3DS version of Smash Bros. Is in October, which is not summer, but delays are pretty standard. Still sucks. I was hoping to have it by August, but whatever. The tone of everything is amazing. Nintendo is going in a completely different direction with their conference, and it's refreshing. So they finally explained what those little figurines were. Amiibo! Coming holiday 2014. Smash Bros. Is the first game to utilize them. They're going to be utilized in many games, including Mario Kart 8, which is already out. It seems interesting. I guess I'm not opposed to it, since it's not going to be like, you need this character to, you know, you have to buy the toy to use it in the game. It's not going to be like that. That makes it okay. And also, Nintendo figurines, man. Ness is in the game, so we're gonna have to buy a Ness figurine.
Couple.
A couple.
For collecting purposes.
Yeah, that's what we'll call it. Yoshi's Woolly World, or as I will forever call it, Yoshi's Epic Yarn, is quite possibly the cutest game I've ever seen. And also, it has two-player co-op, which is intriguing and neat. I think more games should have co-op. Holy crap! They actually did it! There's a Captain Toad game. Whenever we were with Emil and we were playing Cat World, there's these little segments inside of Cat World where you play as Toad, and they're frustrating and awful, and I hate them. And there were people online that were like, they should make an entire game based on Toad! And they did! And, oh god. I mean, if you're into that sort of thing, that's cool. And it looks like they actually made it a little more interesting than it is in Cat World, but I thought they were awful. Jesus. Legend of Zelda Skyrim Edition. You can get to the mountains back there. Isn't that cool? The mountains back there, guys? You can get to them. Like you can in a lot of other games. Apparently the new Link is all out of green shirts, so he had to settle for blue. He looks quite different, but it's all still very saturated like Skyward Sword. So, and that was it. Apparently now we're done with Zelda. Okay, well, I guess we'll know more later. Now they're showing some trailer stuff for Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, which, you know, people absolutely adore. I've already mentioned it in a video before, but Mal and I probably won't be picking them up. I haven't really played a lot of Ruby and Sapphire, so... Well, I did, but it's been a long time and I don't remember them very well, so we're gonna probably skip out on those. People really love them, though. People talk about how... I've actually seen people on Twitter talk about how they have the best story, which is confusing, because, like, story and Pokemon games, in my mind, do not go together. Like, Pokemon games don't have stories. You just capture monsters. I'm gonna piss off a lot of people by saying that, but, I mean, there's story-driven games, like, you know, like The Last of Us or something. And Pokemon doesn't really come to mind when I think of story. Now in Bayonetta 2, or whatever it's called, you can dress as Link, but it's old Link, because she's still wearing green. New Link wears blue. Now they're showing off Hyrule Warriors, which, honestly, it looks nice. It's just, I've played several of the Dynasty Warriors games, not all the way through, but I've watched people play them through. Nick and Ian, who went to school with me, were both big Dynasty Warriors fans. And I've watched them play it, and it's just... I've never cared for them because it's just monotonous. It's the same thing over and over again. So even being themed with Zelda, even though it's cool, I'm just thinking of how boring it's going to be to just attack and attack and attack and attack. That being said, they mentioned something that I hadn't really thought about before, which is really cool, and I'm sure this isn't going to be the only game that does it. There might be other games that do it now, but You can play 2-player, and it's not split screen. Someone uses the TV and someone uses the gamepad. That's really neat. That's not something I'd ever really thought about before, but that's really, really cool. Yarn, psh, been there, done that. Apparently Kirby's Epic Clay is coming. They haven't revealed the title. If that's the title, I'll be like, it's funny. It actually looks like Canvas Curse. Remember for the 3DS where you draw the circles and stuff? That's exactly what this looks like. Which was a good concept and made sense for the touchscreen, so now that the gamepad is there and has a touchscreen, it makes sense that they would bring it back. X is now called Xenoblade Chronicles X, making it an actual sequel. But I gotta admit, that trailer or whatever they showed looked like the most boring thing ever. Like, no interest in playing that. Maybe if they showed something else, I'd be more interested. I've seen gameplay of Xenoblade Chronicles, and it looks fun. But what they showed was just like, not interested. What is going on here? Make your own Mario levels? So they're doing what the internet did like 15 years ago, but now they're doing it officially. That Mario Maker, create your own custom Mario courses. That's cool. That's a really neat idea. Especially because that's such a big thing for people. Like making custom courses that are like, incredibly difficult and stuff. And it looks like they're doing it really well. That's neat. That's a cool idea. I did not expect them to do anything like that. Also, we briefly got a moment of Mario Paint there because a fly came on screen and you got the fly swatter. Huh. Interesting. Splatoon is definitely an interesting idea. Whenever that started, I was like, oh, Nintendo made an FPS, but they did it with paintball because they didn't want anyone to actually get shot. But now that they're talking about it, I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. I mean, it's definitely a multiplayer game. I don't think it would be very fun playing against, like, CPU, but it's a big online thing, so who knows? Yeah, Splatoon actually looks really cool. There's a variety of weapons and stuff, but I could never imagine paying $60 for it. To me, it feels like one of those buy during a Steam sale for $10 games. I mean, that's just my, personal opinion, but that's how I feel looking at it. They're wrapping up the show by showing us an upcoming Smash Brothers anime, I guess. I would watch this. I mean, I feel like it would be a lot of the same stuff over and over, just people beating the crap out of each other, but I would watch it. I guess they're announcing a new character is what this is for. Who is that? Palutena. Oh yeah, like, I haven't actually played the Kid Icarus 3DS game, but I'm slightly familiar with it. Breast shot. Good job, Nintendo. Boobs. Palutena, alights. Okay, neat. Is Miyamoto playing a Star Fox game? Because that looks like a Star Fox game. I'm not like an expert, but it seems possible that he could be playing a Star Fox game. Everything's all blurry, but it looks like he's playing a Star Fox game. I'm very interested in a Star Fox game. Have I mentioned I really like Star Fox? Star Fox 64 is one of the best games of all time. A lot of people had not played Star Fox 64 until it came out on the 3DS, and they were like, this game's not very good. And I'm like, you guys can die. Star Fox 64 is a fantastic game, and I would like to see another game come out for Wii U.
Dinosaur Planet?
No. Not Dinosaur Planet. Although I didn't really feel like Dinosaur Planet was a terrible game, but Star Fox 64 trumps it. Is that it? I think it's over. Man, I want there to be more. And actually there is more if you watch other videos, but I'm only covering like the official things. I think it's it. Well, I like Nintendo's the best out of all of them. You didn't actually like watch the other ones, but you were...
I fell asleep during Sony's.
Well, you didn't fall asleep during Sony's because it was boring. You fell asleep because it was 5 in the morning, which was why. And you only kind of half paid attention to the Microsoft one. Huh. Well, I think I gave you all of my impressions for E3. It took 3 days to watch all of these things because I've been really busy otherwise, but I really liked Nintendo's. I mean, all of the conferences had, upcoming games that I'm interested in, but I really like Nintendo's. So I'm looking forward to Smash Brothers. I'm looking forward to some of the other Nintendo games. Sony, I'm looking forward to, Uncharted, Little Big Planet 3, and then on the Microsoft side, I'm looking forward to the Master Chief Collection, and then ultimately Halo 5. Although I still haven't played Halo 4, so cool. You guys are going to be getting this video extremely late, and I apologize, but now I've given you my actual impressions for stuff. There's other things that we should probably watch on the Nintendo channel, because I know that there's more to it, but we'll check it out later. Thank you guys so much for watching, And we'll meet back tomorrow, which is going to be today. So I'll see you then. The cats hate this noise so much. Cap's like, what do I do?
Everything is fine. Everything is awesome. You, sir!
Closing him out!
I'm shooting at the ground!